Byron, you ain't been on here since we started, and I don't know how long. Introduce us, man.
Man,
Introduce us,
we
Boosie.
got the great Seneca, got the great Seneca Hampton, and the famous Matt Stats. Congratulations on your 10,000 followers, man. You deserve it. You deserve it for sure. You've been impacting the coast for
Yeah.
years now. So I mean that hard work you put in, different people following the content. So congratulations on that. And I'm Coach Byers, what most people call me, and we got the Coach Football Show, man. How everybody doing?
Yeah, it's good. Thank you for, like I say, the followers. I just happened to catch my attention that it was at 10,000. Again, I would do it if I had one follower back when I started on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, back in 2012. So
Yeah.
just like on the Facebook page, I mean, we're creeping up on 7,000. But again, it started back in 2010. So again, I do whatever I do with one follower or that many followers. But I certainly appreciate all the people who like the Twitter account and Facebook account. To be interactive, just like here, with this show here today. To tweet it out and to post your comments or ask questions, for anybody there. But we're here, we're fans. You and I, everybody here are fans, and we just have a platform that we're building. To give the fans a voice and to put the spotlight on the players and the teams. And what a night it was last night on a Thursday night. So
There's a lot
glad to
of
be.
football being played, man.
Man, I lost my voice last night again. Crazy, man. That Pascagoula and Joy County, them folks, but that was a good game last night,
Man, it
man.
was up 33-14. Man, Bingo walk us through it. It was up 33-14. Gula was punching George County, and then
Yeah,
I look up, and then I see the game was 43-40. I was like, my gosh.
yeah. You know, hey, you can't let up. You gotta play all 4 quarters. Uh,
Miss Parnell said
Man,
Miss
by third with Nita.
Nita Parnell said, the refs kind of impacted the second half. Now I wasn't there,
Yeah,
I wasn't there, so
the
I
refs
don't
impacted
know.
the whole game. They was making questionable calls for both sides. So it's
Okay,
like if they messed up a call on that side, they made it up on that side later on. So it kind of balanced it out, you know.
okay,
So
okay.
she wouldn't have been saying that if Gula would have won. And we know that, you know, especially her son out there causing havoc on the defensive side. Like,
Jalen
man, Jalen
Parnell.
Parnell, that man too big to be out there, man. Coming
That
that
man,
big off
Jalen
the edge,
Parnell.
that fast, man, stop it. And my
Jalen
hair on
Parnell
my
and
heels.
Yeah, I stayed up. I went to Gulf Coast 2-1. So congratulations to the Bulldogs.
that was tough
But
L they took last night.
and they'll play next Saturday at East Mississippi in round one of the playoffs. But again, I got home about before 11 last night from Jones, and one of the things I did before I went to bed at 2 o'clock after getting caught up on the finals was to watch the Pascagoula game in George County on YouTube, and I'll share that maybe tomorrow night. As it's an instant classic. Now that I watch every snap, no, but I went through it and saw 20-7 lead. 26-7 lead Pascagoula had, and then 26-14. Then at halftime, it was at 33-21 before they made the comeback there, George County. And give it to George County players and coaches to where, like I said, you're down 20-7, 26-7. Even late, even at halftime, one time in the third quarter, it was 40-21. So, I mean, you're still several scores down.
Jeez.
But whoever number 56 is, I think it's 56, Bingo, of George County, when they were a score down. In fact, on the game-winning drive, he was the first one out there on the camera, and you can see it. And he's jumping and exciting. I don't know his name, but I mean that's just enthusiasm coming out there for George County. But again, Pascagoula, they were blitzing Deuce, and I mean I can't say enough about both sides. I mean it was just a great game. Deuce staying in there, getting smacked, throwing the ball, and then the Pascagoula coming up there and making their big plays, starting off the game hot. And making, just couldn't stop them there at the end. That one play, of course, Deuce to Marlon Odom for the game-winning touchdown. But then Pascagoula came back down and had a chance at a field goal to tie it. So, again, it was everything. It was just an instant classic. Like I say, I had to go and watch it last night, and it lived up to it. I did pick George County, but Pascagoula, it was just they were coming with the heat. And like you said, Parnell, and all the George County players and the interviews afterwards. It was great to be able to watch it. I wish I could have watched it live, but I couldn't. But Memorex is just as good.
Yeah. If you said 56, that was for George County. That's Cooper Wiley.
Yes, he just come out there all excited. He was ready to go. Hey, this is a game-winning drive, and they did. I say to referees, you don't want. That's why we're playing on Thursday night. That's why the games were played, because they're short on referees. So they're human. They'll make mistakes, and fans on both sides either gonna like it or don't like it. Unfortunately, so there was some calls, but it's still, both teams are in the playoffs. One's at home, one's on the road. But I mean, a great game there by both sides, Pascagoula and George County.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game. Boz had sent in the group chat the Gulfport, the battle of the Gulfport game. Harrison
Battle
Central
of 49, Battle of Highway 49. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So what that was like last night?
Man, Gulfport just really responded well from last week. Just they took a beating and they gave a beating to someone. So I think they probably had a hard week. It was a short practice because the game was on Thursday. So they just responded well. I mean, I think the motto they have now is one game at a time, everybody 0-0. That's what I've been seeing a lot of the kids say. So, man, they got a big test next week, next Friday, where playoffs officially begin for like 6A and 7A. So, this is where your legacy is built. And this is where everybody will remember you, and they had a good season. But I want to see them get past the first round. I want to see a lot of the coast teams get past the first round. I'm pretty sure that's something we can discuss later on in the show. But as far as Gulfport, man, they did what they were supposed to do. They handled business, and as the post said, they said they standing on business. I saw whoever run the social media page said standing on business, and they posted the score. So we're gonna see what they gonna do, man.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. Like usually that game used to be a little bit closer, man, but times are different.
Yep.
Yeah, Gulfport had that 35-7 lead. The game wasn't close. It ended up being 49-7 at Harrison Central. Gulfport wins, and that was for the second seed. So that's a home playoff game. The Admirals, will host now Pearl, and Harrison Central will go to Brandon next Friday. But yeah, Gulfport after that, I don't want to say beat down, but they lost big to Ocean Springs the previous week to rebound this week.
You said it right. I'm an Admiral. We took a beating. You just gotta call it what I see. It was a beat down, man.
It is, but I guess I don't like to use those kind of words because the people may take it as the players are no good. It was a beat down, but the players put in the effort. They just didn't get it last week, but yet they come around. And Harrison Central, now they got to turn around and go on the road. They're in the playoffs. That's good. I mean, other teams are sitting at home. Most teams are. So 49-7, Gulfport took care of business. I mean, I had it. A 19-point win for them at 39-20, but Gulfport defense is good. They held Ocean Springs 9 points at halftime until the floodgates opened, and they ended up losing the previous week and only scored 7. So yes, that was there. And then Ocean Springs, did their thing. I didn't watch many highlights on that. I don't know how many starters that played, but St. Martin fell 17 games in a row now, and they'll hold that till next year. St. Martin Yellow Jackets, unfortunately, couldn't win a game this year. Ocean Springs wins the region. They shut out D'Iberville, shut out St. Martin 41-0. So that's 19 straight region wins for Ocean Springs. Heading into the playoffs once again, and they'll be at home next week hosting Meridian, and we can get more into that a little bit later.
Ocean Springs, their senior class went 31-3. I mean, that's crazy.
As part of my, not necessarily hot or not, but my hashtag stat that Ocean Springs, the last 3 seasons are 32-3 with 3 region titles. Now you like to add a South State championship, to that. Hopefully this year they can, because they are playing very well. Coach Bramlett and company has them obviously in the right direction now. They got a little bit longer week because they played last night, so they'll be prepared next week, like I say, at home, as I just mentioned, against Meridian. So
they'll take care of Meridian, man. That team different, bro. I'm telling you, that team primed up. and they possibly can very well be the first Mississippi 7A champions.
Yeah, they were the first team when 6A formed. That's how long ago this was. I think it was 2009 before you guys' time that you were around when I was sitting there by myself. Ocean Springs was the team, the only team to get to South State, and they ended up losing. As far as 6A was formed. Now 7A, so it's kind of crazy that they could be, hopefully they are. I mean, we have 4 teams going in at 7A, so I'm hoping that one of the teams make it to the South State and make it to the state championship game and win it. Of course we want to.
I'm going to test you. I want to test you right quick, Matt. You said that was the first team to go. I was at that South State championship game when Ocean Spring went. Who did they play? Come on, let me see.
Oak Grove.
Okay. Okay.
There you go.
They play Oak Grove. That. I see you. They played Oak Grove,
that game. I was at that game on the sideline as well in Ocean Springs at Hugh Pepper Stadium. Yeah, I was there at that.
Yeah.
There you go. That was the last time in 6A. So now here it is, 7A. This many years later, and Ocean Springs could do it again. Again, you still have 3 other teams on the coast that, hey, for us, we're coast football. I don't mind whatever coast team can go. Ocean Springs is definitely favored to do that.
And we can't leave out the back-to-back champs. I mean, Picayune is on a quest for a three-peat. Matt, please help us out. Anyone in the southern region ever go for a three-peat? I know it's teams that go back-to-back all the time, but a three-peat is, you got to say dynasty, right?
It's going to happen.
Yeah, they talk about on Facebook and Twitter about university. You can't call yourself a university of Picayune unless you
win 3 in a row.
Have back-to-back. They won 5 state championships. They've won now 19, just like Ocean Springs, 19 straight region wins, Picayune. And just as a bonus stat, when they score more than 40 points a game, which they did last night, 49-21 against Hancock, they're 132-1 since 2000. They're 132-1 when they score more than 40 points in a game. And of course, I'll give you a bonus if you know what that one loss when it came, and you won't get it. But unless you surprise me there, stat that bingo.
Well, where was it?
When was it? Their 2013. It was the opening day week, August 30th, at Petal, where Picayune lost by scoring 58 points. They lost 61-58. That's the only time they lost the game. They scored.
I was still coaching them.
So, but was it surprising you guys as far as Hancock at halftime? It was 49-0 Picayune, and then Hancock threw up 3 touchdowns. But was it surprising?
that was
Hancock
surprising to me. It was me. Yeah, man. I was just like you. I was kind of stunned that was a big of a lead. I don't know if it was just turnovers that were just happening and the short field position. Because all I was getting was clips on Twitter or X. I guess we got to call it by the right name. So on X, we was getting tagged, talking about all y'all was tagging us. And the scores was just going like this. It was 7-0. Okay, well, that's Picayune. 14-0. 28-0. Wait a minute. Okay, that's just the second quarter. Halftime, 49-0. I was like, man. I even come in and you come in right behind me and you were like flex. They were flexing. Matt said flex. Man, goodness gracious, they were flexing.
Made his return there. Chris Davis scored at least the 1 touchdown. But again, Radcliffe was back running again last night. Looking at some of the videos, the Hawks defense was like arm tackling. They just weren't making the plays. Picayune is good. We know that, but now Hancock, they were already the 4th seed. They couldn't improve it. And now they, obviously will go on the road as they were expected to. They got the undefeated West Jones, next week in Hancock. And, they're going to have their hands full there. But 49-21, Picayune defeats Hancock last night. And now Picayune will host Forest Hill next week. So,
team out of Jackson.
They might as well not even show up.
Hey,
tell Coach Stagner, this is it. This is the one for this year, baby.
So
is the
I'm gonna ask
one.
y'all this.
This is the
Man. It's
one.
already hard.
This is the
Man, not the
one.
ultimate. That wasn't even the
Yeah,
ultimate. But if
yeah.
Coach Stogner and Picayune pull off a three-peat, where do you rank? Is he in the same breath as Coach Lee and Coach Alexander as far as state championships? You got
Duh.
to put them in there. You got to discuss it. Deuce, I see you, Deuce. We got
Yeah,
to so we got to pretty much say,
Mama
you
room.
know, Coach
Put them
Stogner and Picayune. We got to put them in that Moss Point.
them
I
Like,
mean,
dirty clothes in
yes. Now, I
the
mean, as
washer.
far as he's done a lot in a little bit of time. What
Just put them in the
I
washer.
draw a
On the
blank on
washer.
how many years he's been coaching. I think 4 years as a
yeah,
head. So, I
yeah.
mean, when you talking about Coach Alexander or Moss Point in those state championships, I mean, he's coached a long time. Does that mean that a coach has to coach 10, 15 years to be on the Mount Rushmore on Mississippi coach, the coast football? I
Nope,
don't.
man. Put Cody up there right now.
You got,
Yeah,
you got.
I,
I mean, he's done so much, like you said, Matt, in a short period
yeah.
of time. Like that's like unheard of. Like it takes years to win state championships, and
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this is his third year as a head coach.
so he
Now,
won.
This
He won. It
is
might.
it?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
his
you might
third
be
year.
right. Yeah, I think you're right. He won.
It's
He won state his second year. You're right.
no, he won state his first and second year. This is
I would
third
have.
year.
I would have to
No
go.
way. I don't
Yes.
know. Well, you might be
Think
right. I ain't
about it.
saying.
Cause Lee
When did Dolly
retired
retire?
in
I'm gonna
2019.
go. I'm gonna look on my. I got it on my phone.
Yeah, pull
Yeah.
it up.
See when
Stat that
Dolly retired. Yeah.
2019. Cause they went to
They went
the
to. They
state
lost the state
championship.
champ. They
They
lost the
lost
state championship. You're
to
right.
I
yeah.
want to say this is his 4th year, but I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out here in just a split second. Here we go. What in the world? I was going. It's going to hold on.
Donald said it's his fourth year.
Yeah, I want to. He coached in 2020. That was the COVID year, unfortunately, where he lost in the first round in the playoffs. So he went 8-3 and lost in round 1 of the playoffs in 2020. Again, that's unfortunately the year that a crazy year, the COVID year. But then he reeled off. He went 14-1, 15-0 last year. Of course, the perfect season. And right now, he's 8-2 on this year to go. Last year at West Jones, he lost 35-23 at home. West Jones in 2020. So yes, this is 4th year here. So there's your answer. Anyways, but still, his 4th. I mean, again, it's to win it. 3 times, possibly 3 times in 4 years, is something that he should go on the Mount Rushmore of coach football.
Man, it ain't too many coaches from the coast that can say they won a state championship, let alone to say they won 2. So you got Jared, you got Dodd. Who else done won multiple titles other than Cody? And now who won multiple titles other than them 4 guys, right? I mean, them 3 guys. Nobody else.
Correct.
So for the record, Coach Alexander and Coach Lee, you got to put them on there. So it's only
And
2
Cody
spots left,
Stogner.
basically.
And Coach
Cody Stogner. Who's the last one? Who's the last one?
We still trying to get there.
Who was the coach for the 80 or the 87 Panthers?
Bears. What's his name?
You gonna
Bill Matthews.
Bill Matthews, Coach
Is
Matthews.
it?
That was
Okay.
Shane Matthews. Was that Shane Matthews?
That's
Shane
his
Matthews'
daddy.
dad, right?
I
Right.
think his first name Bill. I just know his last name Matthews.
That man just gave that man a name.
He used to be my old athletic director. Didn't do shit for us, man. Go Shay. Lord rest his soul.
You stupid, man.
He didn't want to split. He knew what he had. Why are we splitting these schools up? We got the best of 2 cities. He didn't want the school split up. He knew it. He was
Why would you want to split?
I know it. He was right though.
Yeah.
He was right. But then when they did, I ain't giving them nothing. They gonna wear the same old uniform every year.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear.
Yeah, man.
I'm looking at it was Bill Matthews in that 87 when he coached 11 years from 86 to 96
and one
and
title.
75.
See how hard it is. It's hard to win, though.
Record is his record. 75 and 50 is his record there for the 11 years.
Yeah. But I ain't discrediting nothing Bill Matthews did for the school district. Like he did a lot for it. Like he brought it. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he did a lot. But you see what's on my chest. You see what's on my chest, man. You see what's on my chest. They bleed red and blue over that way. So but it is what it is now. Like I said, hey.
Well, let's say, hey, go ahead.
Who was our fourth? There ain't none yet. That's what I'm saying. Like there ain't none yet. You got a few one coach. You got
where there was the fourth. So
you got all right. What's McCall from D'Iberville? He won in 2002.
Man, Singleton. Buddy Singleton.
Yeah, St. Stanislaus won in what 2012.
Stanislaus did win. Coach Forrest Williams.
Yeah.
Forrest Williams won. Yeah, I think that was Forrest Williams won one state championship.
Bill Matthew won, Pascagoula 87. So those coaches, it ain't that many teams that won from the coach. Man, we ain't hitting no shit. We ain't hitting no shit like we think we is.
Yeah, there is a team. I have a graphic of the teams who won, and like I say, it's there's a couple of teams. D'Iberville, St. Stanislaus has won one. D'Iberville's won one. There's a couple of teams. Pascagoula's won one. So there's not too many teams that Moss Point, of course, 5, Picayune 5. There was somebody else that's in there that they won. So yes, but are we counting? I mean, you got to be on the Mount Rushmore. You got to win a state championship to be. You got to combine, right? You just can't win one. And
right.
Yeah.
You got to put on a resume, man. Like what Coach Stogner is doing right now. He's putting on a resume right now of being able to put himself in that talk or that consideration of being on the coaching coast Mount Rushmore. Like we know Dyer Lee and Jerry Alexander there. That's 1 and 2 without a doubt. Right? It's Cody Stogner, man. It's Cody Stogner next, bro. Like who else won more championships? Like on the coast, like man won 2 already.
Yes, he's won 2 at it. Like I say, it's his 4th year. So he has to coach for so many years, don't we? What we qualifying at to make the route much,
You coach football, you make the rules up, man.
This is the first we talking about the coaching stuff,
Yeah.
But yeah, they're pretty good.
Cody, you got to consider
Lumberton
Cody.
Considered a coach football?
Is Lumberton considered a coach? No, Lumberton is not. And the thing back when Lumberton went, and I think they won the state championship. That's like I was broadcasting high school football then, and they asked us to go up there. Me and Wayne, who calls Gulf Coast now, we went up there and called Lumberton high school championship football game, and it was on a Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning. Because they play early. They're 1A, I believe. But to answer his question, unfortunately, no, Lumberton is not considered a coast football team. I want to say that, the news.
I'm sorry, Ms. Stubbs.
The news people are the ones who dictate who we cover because that's where we get our information from. From the WLOX, WXXV, Sun Herald. So 24 teams on the coast. So, but Lumberton, they like I say, they won a state championship. So to answer that question, but if you want to move to the what you're wearing on your shirt there, bingo last night with Gaucher, who I picked the win between the bricks. I knew it was going to be kind of hard. Laurel coming off that loss to Wayne County the week before, so I thought they were primed for the picking. And look, Gaucher looking to win their first region title since 2008, and they were leading they were leading at halftime 23-21, and they ended up losing 48-30. I watched some highlights. And some fans were commenting on the highlights from the big Facebook page about the one running back that he's going to be pretty good. I think they're talking about that sophomore. What's his name? The sophomore running back,
Solomon Baggett.
So they ended up losing 48-30. Unfortunately, Gaucher, but they still will host a playoff game.
We gave it away, man. Just be honest, we gave it away. We gave it away, man. We gave it away. We supposed to be district champs, man. We gave it away.
since
Home
2000.
field advantage.
Yep, because they'll host the round one playoff game, but after that it goes. It's no more. It's the higher seed, and they're not the higher seed. They will host Natchez, who's 10th ranked in the state by Max Preps, but that's before last night's game. They're 5-6, 3-2 overall. Of course, Gaucher is 6-4, 4-1, and they will host a playoff game next week. So again, 48-30, Gaucher loses at Laurel.
Natchez won't have a trace when they come to the swamp. I'll tell you that now. They won't have a trace when they come to the swamp, man. Yeah, it'll be a long ride for them.
The other games, I don't know what you want to go over. You have, I mean, one, we don't want to just forget the teams that seasons are done. West Harrison, 0-4, 4-5 overall at Long Beach, who was 0-4. So one of them was going to win the region title. Long Beach 2-8 overall. It was West Harrison. I had them winning 30-25. They ended up shutting out Long Beach 41-0 last night. So again, both of their seasons are over with. West Harrison, 2 shutouts this year. That's pretty good. Long Beach, stopped the losing streak. They won a game on the road, won a game at home. Been a long time since that. But unfortunately, they're on now to basketball. But I just wanted to mention that score, West Harrison and Long Beach, a nice win by the Hurricanes.
Oh, yeah. I seen the petty post they made this morning, too. That was pretty funny. The Battle Exit 28, that was pretty funny, man. I like that, though. At least they got to have something to laugh about. Their season is over with, man. Like they said, baseline. They out there throwing the balls out on the court today.
Yep. Well, the other game, Stone needed a win at East Central, and they're 0-4 East Central. Stone was 1-3 in region play, and I tell you, I cannot figure out East Central. I had Stone winning 24-18, so a 6-point game there. At halftime, Stone was leading 13-7. They needed to win and needed Van Cleve to win, but East Central, I didn't watch the highlights of it, but East Central came back to win 21-20. So a 1-point win by East Central, and hey, that's their first region win. Their season is done. So, I mean, the Hornets, I thought they would do a little bit better this year. They probably thought so also, too. But they end the season with a win over Stone. Stone needing Van Cleve to win. Van Cleve down to the last end of the game. They were trailing 28-20 at halftime to Wayne County at Van Cleve. And they ended up pulling off the win. As you heard last week, Hunter Parker said, hey, we're gonna beat Wayne County. And I went with Van Cleve, and Van Cleve won 38-35. They were already in the playoffs. So Wayne County's in the playoff. Van Cleve's in the playoffs. Stone is not in the playoffs. So I don't know if you want to touch on any of those games. East Central, again, ends the season with a win, and I just figured them out all season long.
What do you think?
Hey, Hunter Parker, all right? I saw something happen to him.
Yeah,
Is Hunter Parker okay? I heard he got hurt.
Yeah, got knocked out. I don't know if he went back in the game, but
he didn't. He didn't. His night was over with.
Oh, so
I didn't see him get back in. He was in street clothes.
Oh, yeah. See, and they still came. So somebody stepped in. To
actually, Capers came in and played. He was a running back. He came in and played quarterback, and he got hurt and got knocked out. So they had a sophomore, I think, in at quarterback.
I mean, I give it to the Bulldogs because they could have just so-called rolled over, and because they were in the playoffs. Now they could better their playoff position, 3rd or 4th. But I give it to, and Wayne County needed it to get in. If Stone won, ended up Stone losing, so Wayne County's in. Van Cleve will be at Brookhaven, who's ranked 8th out of. Now I say these rankings are for 5A, ranked 8th out of 5A, 4-1. So Van Cleve's ranked 12th. They're 4-6 and 3-2 in the region. But Van Cleve on the road next week at Brookhaven. So that's pretty good I didn't know all that. I know Hunter Park. I didn't know he didn't go back in. Now you're saying the backup came in and he went out and somebody else came in. So
yeah, Jesse Peterson said that they're in concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's unfortunately. We had him on last week, which viewers can go back, and watch that replay of the interview with Hunter Parker. And unfortunately, hopefully he can be in for that playoff game next week. Bulldogs shocked Hattiesburg last year in round 1 of the playoffs, so they know they can get it done.
Yeah. What's up, Jaden?
You see all in the phone eating Pop-Tarts.
My boy Grant McNally said Gulfport got a stout defense too, so we just gonna have to sit and see what the offense throw at each other. So Gulfport and Pearl, Pearl defense is pretty good on the side of the Region 3. I think they have the best defense.
Yes, Pearl.
I
think games that were last night. There was 10 games last night. I think we touched on all of them. Of course, they have the 5 playoff games tonight that everybody's fixing to go to, including you, Bingo, here. Just to look at it real quickly, Lanier at Poplarville. This is 4A. Richland at Pass Christian. Bayhigh on the road at Macomb. 3A is Crystal Springs at St. Stanislaus. And 1A is French Camp at Resurrection. That's the game you're going to, Bingo. So we either talk about those games, or if you want to go over the matchups for the 5, 6, 7A, for next week, or if we got any questions, we'll be glad to answer them. I can, like I say, give us the matchups for the playoffs next Friday. The games will be played on Friday, not Thursday next week.
Yeah, thank God. Like, I just know you said we want to go. We went over last night's games already.
Yeah, we went. There was 10 games last night, and we went over all. Oh, one game I didn't mention. I'm sorry, and that is the Biloxi D'Iberville. That was a win and in for game there. I mean, D'Iberville struggled this season. They had 3 wins, 3 out of 9, so they were 3-6. Biloxi 5-5 overall. They were 2-2, ranked 10th on the coast, and they beat Harrison Central last week at home. Biloxi did. D'Iberville spanked St. Martin the week before, so a win and in. And Biloxi, talking about flex, they flexed their muscles 14-0 at halftime, 35-0 is the final. The Indians are in the playoffs, and D'Iberville is not. So that was a game we didn't mention on. So congratulations for the Indians making the playoffs. They will go now to the number 1 team in 7A, according to Max Preps. And that is Oak Grove, who's 9-1 and 4-1. So for the second straight year, Biloxi will go play at Oak Grove next Friday night. So that was the last game from last night. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I watched some of the highlights, and Biloxi just took it to the Warriors at home, in D'Iberville.
Yeah. That game there, I was looking at Biloxi does a good they do good at by letting you know what happened during their games on their Twitter feed and their Facebook page. Like, they loading up touchdowns, they keep you up score updates. Like, you can just go straight to their social media and you can get updated on everything Biloxi football during their game. So shout out to them. Shout out to Coach Miles, man. He runs their media department up there. So his students do a great job of disseminating the information during the games. So, like you said, all you got to do is go to their page and get all the information.
Yeah, that's great to have. Biloxi, the last shutout they had was in 2020. So, again, to shut out a team is hard to do, in any level, especially in high school and JUCO football, as the Bulldogs did last night. So, but we can, go over, make our initial picks, or like I said, I don't do game predictions. This is the last night for game predictions. I'm 7-2 last night. I lost what games did I lose? The Laurel game, I picked Gaucher, and I lost the Stone game, who lost at East Central. So 7-2 last night. Tonight, I have Poplarville winning at hosting Lanier 46-15. Pasquotank winning against Richland. I have 39-19. And Macomb, unfortunately, I have them beating Bayhigh. Macomb's 10-0. They're 5-0 in the region. They've won 17 straight regular season games. So they're, from last year, of course, carried over to this year. I have them winning 48-12. But again, I'd rather have Bayhigh win, but I got to go with the stats. I want to be right in my pick, and that's what I have there. 3A, the only coast team in 3A is Resurrection. I have them winning 34-16 against Crystal Springs. And then Resurrection, again, the game you're going to, Bingo, I have them 38-18 French Camp, who's 2-3 and overall. So again, you're going to that game, correct? Bingo, you're going to Resurrection.
I'm trying to if I can get my voice back.
And where are they? I'm assuming they're playing at Paso Gauche because they don't have a home field, so they play at Paso. They're playing at Gauche.
They play switch up. They go back and forth
I
between
know where
Gauche
they're
and
playing
Paso.
tonight.
They playing in Gauche Field tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Von Wallace Stadium.
What's the name of it?
Von
Place that
Wallace
Bingo
Stadium.
built.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, it's not called Stadium.
Yeah, it's called Von Wallace, and it's the house that Gula built. They built it for us because we was winning too many games at their stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so. But those are the 5 games tonight, and then again next week. As far as I don't make game predictions. I want all the coast teams to win. So if somebody asks, I might give a prediction. I mean, we can go over. So whatever if you got a guess, I don't know if you have any guess. I don't know if you have, or any questions on there. Whatever direction you want to go to. What time it is? I'll make sure that you'll be able to, leave to get to your stadium.
I ain't in no rush.
Okay.
It's cold. It's cold out there, man. Plus, I'm right up the street, so that ain't a bad ride for me to.
If we got anybody that I don't know if we have any guests, or if you want to go over some some games.
Yeah, Bob, get Gavin Brown on the phone, man. I was gonna bring him on last week, but you weren't on when he come, man. Shit, Gavin scored 30 career 30 career touchdowns as an Admiral, man. That's a lot, bro.
32 touchdowns.
How many you had, Bob?
I don't know.
Man,
you probably had more than me.
Stop it, bro. You acting like you don't know how many touchdowns you got. Everybody know how many touchdowns they scored, man. Like
I really don't know. I really don't know, man. It wasn't that many. It was under 50.
See what I'm saying? Look at this guy. I can't stand
it. Was. Man. It was under 50. I'm taking some Gavin right now.
He had a good game last night. Like I say, Gulfport, this deal what they did against Harrison Central at Harrison Central, 49-7. The Admirals took it there, and Gulfport will now host Pearl. Gulfport is ranked 8th. Again, these are max prep in 7A. Pearl's ranked 7th in 7A. So Pearl 7-3 and 2-3 region record. Gulfport 6-4, 4-1 there. So I don't know. I mean, Gulfport at home. I haven't looked at the stats to see what Pearl, besides looking here at the record, but you would think Gulfport at home, their defense, Coach Pennock, I think we'll have him ready. Again, Gavin Brown there, their running back, is doing good. He scored against Ocean Springs, the only score there that they had. And, I would lean toward the Admirals to get that win, against Pearl next Friday, just here on a week beforehand and not giving any kind of just on face value. Of course,
Gavin is a X. He's like an X factor for us. Like when we get him the ball in space, man, he really make things happen. Like you said, he scored on the touchdown we had against Ocean Springs. Just got to figure out a way to keep giving him the ball in critical conditions so they can always move the chains. I think they found something last night where you can get him going, man. He really can put on a show, man. He's real shifty. He make one man miss, two men miss. He's really agile, man. So he's been like that since he was a kid in the little league, man. So see it transfer.
He played with a chip on his shoulder.
He does, man. You can tell too, man. And that's what drives his game. And this kid been playing since he was a freshman. Been playing since his freshman year, man. Playing at Gulfport, I don't know. I'm gonna just go the last 20 years. I don't know anyone that has started. He started since his freshman year, so I don't know any kids or anyone started since their freshman year. So he's done something special as far as a career, man. So his career was great. I hope he continue on winning these games, helping the Gulfport win, so they can try to bring one since 1977. 1977.
That don't even count.
That. Yeah. But no. Well, I will say this: it wasn't one mythical state championship. It was one where they played 77. They played in Jackson. The real this is I'm you right though, Bingo. I gotta agree with you. I can't, we only got one. But 1982 is when they first started the official playoffs. I believe that's when they started like doing the official playoff bracket.
You know
So
that when they started. Stop trying to act like you don't know that when
82
they
they went to the
started.
South State. They had Bye Bye Borney back in the day. Bye Bye Borney got us to the state championship, but they lost. They lost in 82 in the state championship. So
Bye born it. Man, that man name.
yeah, that's Milton. That's Milton and Pops, man. No, that was his Pops. No, his daddy name Slick. The Barney name is strong in Gulfport, man. And a lot of them, Lynn Barney and all of them, that's a legendary last name. It's like a legacy name in Gulfport, man. A lot of NFL players and all that. So, but yeah, man. I want to see what a lot of coach teams gonna do, man. I just was just piquing my interest. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just really looking forward to seeing all that, man.
Yeah. Let me add the dude. Let me add him in, man. He said he
Go
want
ahead.
to talk.
You talk about Ocean Springs. Ocean Springs, like I say, shut out St. Martin last night,
Can y'all hear
41-11.
me?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't watch really in those highlights. I don't know how long starters. I know
What, man?
I did watch
Mm-mm.
where Chop
I
scored
see it, so.
and Will Smith scored. I want to say. I think everybody scored just about for the Greyhounds. So, now they're continuing where they 3 straight region titles, and Coach Bramlett, they're doing what he does. First year head coach there at Ocean Springs. They'll take on Meridian, who's 11th ranked by Max Preps in the 7A, 11th ranked in 7A. Ocean Springs is ranked 4th in the 7A. But again, this is before they run the games last night as far as Max Preps. They won't run it till over the weekend. So I just had to this is before last night's result. And Meridian's 5-6. Of course, Ocean Springs 9-1. They lost that first game of the season, which really they had, and they easily should have won. But again, I don't want to bring up because referees are human. They do things. So, but Meridian at Ocean Springs next week. You obviously, Ocean Springs would be early, as I said, early line favorites a week out. I haven't looked at it. I'm sure everybody's is healthy and ready to go for the Greyhounds. So, but if you were going to try to get him on there, Bingo. Who was that said that? Was it McNally?
Yeah, Evan McNally.
I don't know who. I mean, whoever. If you have any guests, that's fine. I mean, or like I say, we can go over the matchups. If you guys want to say who you think is going to win this very early, again a week out, all the majority that we think Ocean Springs should beat Meridian at Ocean Springs next week.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's run it.
Is Meridian going to score?
Yeah, they'll score. Ocean Springs, they are a playoff team, so they just,
Yeah.
I seen how they played when they played Gaucher this year, so I know a little bit about them, but Greyhound's gonna cruise through that.
You have again 7A. We spoke about it just a little bit. Pearl 7-3 at Gulfport. Again, I would lean Gulfport home without really looking into these games. Is just instant going off a field that Gulfport should beat Pearl. Now, I mean, I don't know if they would necessarily blow them out like they did Harrison Central last night. Again, not looking at the numbers, but I would lean Gulfport on that. Should be able to beat Pearl.
We're gonna see.
He muted.
Oh nah, I just muted for a second. Man, we ought to win home. I just want to see Gulfport and all surrounding high schools support the high school teams and fill up your stadiums. Like that means something right now. Crowd noise, the kids actually seeing the support. This is the playoffs. This is probably one of the hardest things to do when you're playing athletics. So I mean, everybody need to support all the surrounding high schools. That's what I would love to see. Pack it out, man. Pack out all the stadiums.
So the next game, the third game in 7A, of course, we're talking South, is Harrison Central, who's ranked 13th in 7A, going at number 2 ranked via Max Preps in 7A is Brandon, who's 8-2. They won the region. Harrison Central coming off back-to-back losses at Biloxi last night against Gulfport. They're 6-4, 2-3. Brandon's 8-2, 5-0. I mean, it's hard to go against Brandon. We cheering for the Rebels, but again, that's why I don't necessarily make predictions, because I want Harrison Central to win here. But I would lean toward Brandon initially, a week out here at home. They're a good team. Can Harrison Central win? Yes, as they say, a puncher's chance. I believe the Red Rebels could win. I mean, they're in the playoffs, even though they lost the last 2 games. But if I had to say right now, I would say Brandon will beat Harrison Central.
They need to play almost a perfect game, Brandon.
Who that?
Harrison Central going to have to play a perfect game against Brandon, man.
Yes. I think Bingo's fixing to bring somebody in. Who you got, Bingo? What's your thoughts on that, on Harrison Central at Brandon?
Yeah, Harrison Central. Oh, shit, man. I think Brandon going to knock them out. They're going to be They're going to be at the house first. The basketball season finna start for them after next week.
They do have a good basketball team, girls, Harrison Central. But again, we do obviously hope they win, but we got to be honest. That's what we think. So last one in 7A, we just mentioned Biloxi, who beat Harrison Central at Biloxi, and then last night a must-win shut out D'Iberville. So they're confident, even though their away record is not good. They're 1-4. They're playing that number 1 team in 7A by Max Preps. That is Oak Grove, who's 9-1 and 4-1 in the region. Oak Grove beat them last year. It was like 50-something to 30-something. I'd have to get the exact score, but again, I would have to lean Oak Grove at home to beat Biloxi, but be cheering for Biloxi to win. So what's your thoughts on that game, Biloxi at Oak Grove?
Biloxi be at home. Basketball season finna get started.
Okay, I'm trying to be nice. No, we need that, Bingo. I don't want, again, the effort, Coach French, and, with Biloxi, I don't want to say, don't even make the trip, Coach French, you're Indians. Just stay at home. And no, they have it. You're going to play the game on the field. They could win, but I know it's against them. How much you think? How many points what's Oak Grove going to beat? Oak Grove going to be 15, 20 points, 30?
Man, they might. Oak Grove might be nice. Might let them put up a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's what
the quarterback for Oak Grove is he made the Mississippi Alabama game.
Man, so. Like that.
That dude, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem to deal with. He was a problem for Ocean Springs last year with him and came down.
I ain't taking nothing away from none of the programs and the coaches. I'm a realist.
Yeah,
that's it. I am a realist.
It's gonna be hard. It's hard to win in Oak Grove, period. Though it's hard to win up there. It's just hard to win.
When Hancock made the playoffs a few years ago, they went up to Oak Grove. I made the trip up there on the sideline, and yes, Oak Grove did win, but I went to go support Hancock that year, and they are. Oak Grove is tough, especially at home. So that's the 7A. We can go to the 5A. Just has the two coast teams, and that is Natchez, who's ranked 10th in just 5A, at Gaucher, who's ranked 3rd in 5A. So yes, I know you, Bingo. They're going to win by 39 points, but
my team's the best.
Gaucher should win against Natchez. Just on face value, what I'm looking at, again, I have to see who Natchez played. They're 5-6. That they beat 5 teams that were pretty good. I mean, they're ranked 10th in 5A by Max Preps before last night's games. Boz, who do you have? You have Gaucher or Natchez?
I think Gaucher, they caught fire on the end of the season, man. Solomon Baggett running the ball. He's over 800 yards, close to 900 yards. I miss the Beavers. I love Beavers athleticism. And Coach Howe, find a way to win. That's what been the motto. All these injuries with Trey Irvin getting hurt, you got another young man that I want to put on notice, man. I think his name is Frederick Nicholson. I hope I'm saying his name right. But that guy he's a great defender for them. And then you already know about Angel McGee. Man, them kids went to the South State Championship. They know how to win now. They know how to win. Last year, and they lost a lot of offensive production but I mean, they know how to win as a team. Like they really, like I said, I was asking Bingo, like, man, who's coach of the year if we had to pick? Like, who would be? I said Coach Hyde, the way he turned it around with injuries. Like when you normally in high school when you get injured players, your star players, because Trey Irvin is going to be eventually a star when he's healthy. Like he was able to salvage the season. They won 6 games with injured, like an injury plague season. So I'm going with Goshen. I'm going with the home team, man. I mean, Natch is known. They known to play a lot of man coverage, but I think Goshen can pull it off, man.
We're gonna exploit that.
Leave it to
Got
Beavers.
to.
So
Leave it to Beavers.
Yeah,
they
leave it
pretty
to
good.
Beavers. I love it. Put it on a shirt, somebody.
It's coming.
So, but yeah, I haven't thought. Of course, I wasn't asked. I wasn't in that conversation as far as coach of the year. I don't think that because I don't give that necessarily that award away. But I would have to look at all the coaches. But yes, offhand when they got hurt, not game one, unlike Stone, unfortunately, their QB1 got hurt here late in the season. They went on to beat Wayne County. I mean, they went on to and they missed the playoffs. But Goshen from week one, the next player stepped up. Next player, I mean. Yes, I mean, just again, not going through all the coaches trying to think, okay, who's done what. Coach Marcus Hyde with Goshen has really guided that team, and now they're hosting a round one playoff game. Yes, he would have loved to win last night at Laurel in between the bricks. I mean, their first region title since 2008. They fall short, but now they can do what they failed to do last year, and that go to South State and win it. Their Picayune's not there this year, but. So yes, I would say, Coach Marcus Hyde, Coach of the Year. If I had to, not looking at all the coaches right now and their situations, but he's done a great job. But yes, leave it to Beavers to get it done. The other game in that 5A is Van Cleve. Of course, we don't have Jason Phillips.
We got his son waiting in the green room right now.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Christian. Come on, get in here. Get in here.
At Brookhaven. So we're going to bring.
There you go. What's up, Christian? Christian, drop the phone.
He's making his debut. It's already got slippery. It's not a football.
What's up, Neff? Man, take us off mute, man. All right, there you
are. So tell us about the game last night there, Christian, that y'all were able to come from behind there and get the win over Wayne County. And you had a touchdown, correct?
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We came out, we scored, we did our thing. It was 21-20 at half, 28, something like that. I don't remember. But halftime, Coach Fant, he told us, we can beat them. We got the team. It's not going to be hard to beat them. We can get it done. So we really just came out with a good mentality, came out, did our thing, and plain as that, we won it.
Yeah. All right, you play tight end for Van Cleve. As the tight end, you had a crucial reception last night that turned into 6, your first of the season finally. And but you're pivotal, your strength for the Bulldogs on the O-line is blocking. You're more of a blocking tight end. So how do you prepare for your role in the team's offensive strategy? Like not knowing if you're going to get the ball thrown your way or not. Like how do you project your mindset coming in to each game?
Really, I just stay ready. You never know when your number's going to get called. Coach Fant, he puts it in every week. It's always there. It's always available. Just got to stay ready for when it happens.
Yep. All right. The playoffs, they're here for y'all. They're approaching. What's the team mindset going into this crucial phase of the season?
Man, it's really just mentality. We got the physical, being and wellness to get it done. It's mentality. And that's really been our thing all season is our mentality. Knowing that we don't need, we're known for last year. We had John and Ethan and all of them, and we're trying to get out of that spot of, we don't need John and we don't need Ethan to go and win games and do what we need to do. We have to have that mentality that we can do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really been helping us these last few weeks in region is having that mentality that we can get it done ourselves.
You know, and you're pretty much a straight A student, man. So how do you balance academics and sports during this busy season?
Well, I got to give a shout out to my teachers. They know how hard it is a football season, you know, so they don't, you know, cut me corners or anything, but they know that it can get difficult to balance all that along with the getting home late at night from practice and all that. So you really just got to, you know, grades come first, school comes first, but I really try to do my best to balance it out and keep it all pretty contained.
Yeah. And all right, lastly, what are your goals and aspirations for your team in the playoffs and beyond besides win?
I want people to know that Van Cleve isn't just a one year show out team. I don't want people to think that we had 1 year where we just, you know, did everything right and went there. I want people to know that this is a good team. We're going to continue to be a good team for years to come. We didn't just have a 1 year wonder season. I want people to know that we actually get stuff done, and we can continue to get stuff done because we're not the John Peterson Bulldogs, and we're not the last year's team we are last year. We're trying to build something new every week and trying to get better continuously. And as a team, I think we have the ability to do that for years to come.
I agree with y'all, man. Y'all got a nice little core over there. You're in your junior year. Getting ready to go for your. It happened just that fast, like you know. So, what's your goal? Yeah, like what's your goals next? What's next? Like, what's next?
Well, you know, I want to go to college. Want to go play ball, but really, I just want to focus on having a good senior year. You know, I want to make memories. Want to have fun. These last 4 years at Van Cleve have been awesome. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm just blessed to be where I'm at. I'm blessed to be where we are in the playoffs.
No doubt, no doubt. Y'all that culture that brought in the big 5-7. And y'all ain't trying to let it go nowhere from what I see either. All right, Neff, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. Yeah, I got to, man.
You know the big 5-7 come around here.
You can't do nothing by yourself, can you, man? You can't even get the shine on without this man want to pop up somewhere. Man.
Christian. So when you guys play at Brookhaven, when do you guys start looking at Brookhaven per se? Today's Friday. You play Thursday night. As a coach, are y'all doing weekend?
Coach already dropped some film on him.
Oh,
today. He just dropped the film today.
There you go. So you're not wasting any time. Can y'all beat Brookhaven?
Most definitely, I think we could beat anybody.
There you go. I want to hear is that confident.
I think our team is, you know, we had our ups and downs, and we had a tough schedule this season, but one thing about our team is we don't give up. We can be down 30-40. We're still going to go all in. And I think with our mentality, just the way we've been shaping up, our way of playing this season, I think we can go as far as state championship this year.
What happened last night in the game, late in the game? I know y'all were leading, or Wayne County was leading 28-20 at halftime. Y'all ended up winning 38-35. I was busy with Gulf Coast football. So as far as when did y'all take the lead? Wasn't it very late in the game? And how did you take the lead in that way?
Well, we had a couple of crucial 2-point conversions we missed. We scored right out of halftime. We drove it down. Derek scored, but our running back Kyle Capers, he had a high ankle sprain, so we had to really rely on Derek, and we had to let a young guy step up last night too. You know, Harper, he's our fullback. He's always getting down and doing what needs to get done, but he had to play some running back last night, and he even scored on a crucial. We had 2 minutes left and we were down, and he scored for late 2 minutes left, and then defense stepped up and Scotty got a pick. And that was it. We nailed it. Walked out of there with a win.
Yeah, that's all. I was curious how much time was left. So 2 minutes, and I know it was a late lead. Hey, I picked y'all to win by 3. You guys won by 3.
Yes, sir.
Not really that exact score, but hey, thank you for letting me get my my pick correct last night. And like I said, I keep track of you on Twitter, X, and You got a bright future. Keep working hard on that. And I know you guys are already preparing for next week in Brookhaven. Like I say, take it all in, the playoffs. Not many teams make it in, and you guys are in for the second straight year. And so make some noise, especially in round 1. So enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
Christian, this Coach Bob. I got one question before we let you go, man. Hey, you gonna make the game-winning touchdown against
Yes,
Brookhaven?
sir.
All right. All right.
I probably won't need to. Our running backs can get the job done. I got full faith in our backfield.
Hey, you showed last
I
night.
like the humble answer.
Yeah, he showed last night them hands for sure though. I seen how you turn around, make the adjustment, caught the rock. Yeah, you didn't celebrate. I was like, wait a minute, where's the celly at, man? Like, you didn't grew up out of that or what? You know what I'm saying?
Well, man,
get your lie together.
we were good. We turned up on the sideline. My head was kind of full. I was worried about Hunter.
Yeah, I get it.
Hunter went out early in the game. I was worried about Hunter. We were trying to piece everything together. We had a young QB come in. He did his thing though. He had a nice run. You know, he threw a pick 6, but it happens. You know, he's young. It's gonna happen. But I'm proud of him nonetheless. He did great. Stepped up. Kyle stepped up. Kyle threw a touchdown as a running back to Day. Day caught him one.
Yeah,
Who threw you to touchdown? Who threw you to touchdown?
Let me change my Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Wyatt Adams, our backup.
All
He's
right.
a sophomore.
Okay. Well, hey, you got a bright future. He threw it to you to get the score, so that's pretty good. Yeah, big 5'7".
Big
Any
5'7".
news, Christian?
I don't know.
Yeah,
There you go.
can you hear us, Richard?
Oh, Wi-Fi. I can't hear you.
All right.
Did you say Richard?
He heard you that time. That was a test.
Come on.
My bad, man. My bad. Yeah, but now, man, I appreciate
You acting like Shannon Sharp, man.
Yeah. Nah, I just call him by his middle name. That's all, man.
Oh, see, we didn't know that.
Like, till we go back, we
didn't know
know
that.
each other. This ain't for fake. We know each other, man.
That's Unc.
Yeah, that's my real nephew right there, man.
Christian, on that, I haven't seen the touchdown pass. Were you the first read, or what read are you on that play that was called, or was it? I mean, it was a pass play, obviously.
Well, the play is. I hope Coach Finn will get mad at me. It's called Tricky Monster. That's the play name, and basically what it is our QB shifts out our running back and our fullback out wide. So that's gonna draw it's gotta draw 2 guys nonetheless out wide, and I just happened to be the guy that they left wide open, and you know Wyatt made the pass. I got it and ran.
It worked.
Those are the hardest ones if you're wide open. I have to watch the video on it. But yeah,
Sure.
Man, it just wasn't nobody in the middle of the field. But Christian, if he would have dropped that, yeah, he would have had to come see me.
You would have been sick.
I would have been doing push-ups right then and there.
He would have been sick if he dropped
them hands for sure. That's one thing I know though. Them hands for sure though, man.
Well, you know, I had the Jumpman gloves on, had the Jordan gloves on, so you know I was good.
Okay, so you were spicy out there. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
I was ready to bust some Jordan gloves out from the jump.
That was up, man. Hey, but appreciate you for coming on, Neff, man. I would keep you on longer, but we got somebody else in the green room waiting. You get the call next week again if you show out. You know the routine.
Yes, sir.
All right, Neff, man. Be easy, Neff.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Always.
Yep. Bye. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like to know. I didn't ask for the play, but hey, it's not like they know. But you know, the mindset of a player, for a touchdown, catching the ball. I didn't see the play. Like I said, if he was wide open, those are the hardest ones to catch. Not that, I played up, till then, but wasn't no wide receiver. But yeah, I like to have the insight, just like, Brookhaven. When are you looking at Brookhaven? We dropped the film. We already looking at them.
Right.
So that, I like that not inside, the back information, hey, when do what y'all weekly look like? So they're already looking at Brookhaven, which, that's the next game. So enjoy it last night, which I'm sure they did. That was a good, big win for Van Cleve, even though they're already in the playoffs now. They go to Brookhaven. So
right. We got another guest in the green room. We got Grant McNally. He been trying to get in here. He been in the comments, man. He said he want to talk about Ocean Springs football.
All right, and what is just a fan, or
I guess he's just a fan. I wonder if he might be kin to Evan McNally to play for kicker, play for tight end for Southern Miss. We're gonna see.
We just want to let the fans know who he is.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's good, bud?
What's up? Yeah, I'm Evan's my older brother.
Okay.
I just graduated last year from Ocean Springs, played football. And so I just wanted to come on and talk about the guys, talk about the coaches, talk about the program,
Man, spill the beans then, man. What you got?
It's great over there. It's when that transition happened last year, switching head coaches, it couldn't have fallen into better hands than Coach Bramlett.
Facts.
He is he's an all-around football savvy IQ head coach, and more than that, he's just a great person too. So he's not only instilling football knowledge into those guys, he's instilling how to be a great person and good in the classroom and everything else over there. And with his coaching staff, I mean, you're not going to find anywhere better to go than Ocean Springs.
You sound like you recruiting, man. Look, y'all been stealing players Goshen for years, man. Now you
man,
we know how great it is over there.
Man, I live in the Goshen right now. Well, that's where my family's living. I'm up at Mississippi College right now. So but no,
I'm from Goshen, but I live in Ocean Springs, so we all right.
We kind of flip-flop there.
Right. We are.
Hey, I live next to the high school, so I was still able to go, so it worked out.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So, man, did you watch the game last night?
I got to watch about half of it, and then I had to do a bunch of schoolwork. But no, I watched about half until halftime. It's just Ocean Springs. They're gonna be able to get things going on offense, and if their defense is always gonna be stout. So
yeah. Like I said in the beginning of the year, man, I only had one question mark, and that was for the first year starter, Dabo. And he answered early. Like he's been that all year. So clicking.
Yeah, the thing about Dabo is the backup behind Bray for 3 years, and Dabo he was a good enough quarterback. He could have gone to any other 5A, any other 7A, 6A, and he probably could have started there. It's just you had somebody like Bray Hubbard in front of you, but no, Dabo, he's also just very football savvy. That kid will go in there and he'll watch film and he'll work out the schemes with Coach Bramlett. He just wants to do everything he can to win. So
yeah. So last night the defense, man, they played lights out. Like, what is like how has that culture shift in Ocean Springs impacted the atmosphere now?
It's really just been great. The guys over there, I mean, everybody on defense, there's so much senior leadership over there with pretty much everybody. You got Christian Dillard, Trace Carter, Talon, Eric, Keno, Trey, Jaden Briscoe, Lamar. I mean, all those guys, they're so susceptible, and they just want to do everything they can to win. That when Coach Bramlett brought in the new coach over from Pass Christian, I can't remember his name right now, but they took to
Coach
his
Carmichael.
defense, and Coach Carmichael, that's what it is. Yeah, he's just a great defensive mind. So coming in and working with all his weapons that he got with, they work together. And those, all those guys have been starting since they were sophomores. A lot of them played as freshmen too. So there's just so much veteran leadership on that defense, and they all know where they're going. They know what their roles are. They know they're going to be dropping out of a spot. Somebody else going to be in there to fill it in. So they just got so much trust in each other, and it's just been great for them.
Yeah. What is it like to
My
have
bad, Chase. Coach Carmody. Carmody, my bad.
Carmody. There we go.
Yeah. What is it like to have the sophomore sensation, Sherrod Whitehead back? You know, like a lot of folks been eager to see him, you know, break loose finally and do what we was accustomed to seeing him do as a little young kid all the way up now until he's in varsity. Like, what's the excitement surrounding him?
Well, I mean, it's just great. Like it's not every day you get somebody coming out and running a 4.40. I mean, and somebody with great hands like that. I mean, he's got great vision of the field also. I mean, y'all saw it in ninth grade. I got to see it when he was playing all the way in middle school and ninth grade too. It allows the offense to have a lot more options. Like you got Sherrod back, so you can run him. You can flex him out into the slot position. You could even put him out wide if you wanted to. I mean, there's so many more options you have with adding just another athlete onto that Ocean Springs offense. They already have so many to start with. It's just adding another threat for defenses to have to watch out for, which is difficult.
Most definitely. Y'all, anybody else got any other question?
So looking ahead at next week, I mean, you plan on being there in Ocean Springs if you can, and when they host Meridian?
I am. I'm hopefully going to be able to make it down. I got some early classes on Friday, so I'm going to try and make the drive. And then hopefully I'll be making the drive back down the next week to watch them either play Oak Grove or Biloxi. So,
yeah, another matchup there with them. So, but no, we certainly appreciate, the Ocean Springs. I mean, like I say, the defensive coordinator, I mean, all the coaches there, it's really, 3 straight region titles and 19, straight region wins. And they're not letting teams score, holding Gulfport to 7 points at the shutout last night to St. Martin. So when they say defense wins championships, they got the defense to do it, and the coaches leading the way. So it looking good for the Greyhounds. They went deep last year, and we look to take that next step to make it to the state championship and hoist that golden football, which will be there on the field when they do that. So it's
absolutely
looking forward to one game at a time, and they're doing it.
Oh yeah.
No, definitely. All right, Evan, man. I appreciate you, Grant. I said, Evan, y'all look alike, man. Y'all look like twins, bro.
He's got a few inches and a couple 50 pounds on me now that he's up at Southern Miss. But
yeah, I was just about to ask how he doing up there.
I just came up from Hattiesburg. I ate with him at Fairley's up there in downtown Hattiesburg.
That's a wing. That wing spot good, ain't it, bro?
It is amazing.
That wing spot good, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
but I just sat down and talked with him. They got ULM tomorrow, and so they're all ready for that. They're hoping to break their losing streak tomorrow with that, and they feel like they got a new good thing coming on with their offensive scheme. And so he's working. He redshirted last year, but he's put on the weight they've wanted him to. He's grown an inch and a half, and so he's doing great up there.
Yeah, he's still playing tight end, or he's gonna go out to the wide receiver.
He is. He's still playing tight end. He's I think he's around 6'3", 240 right now. So he's a little bit bigger than Cole Cavallo is.
Okay. We like them coach spotlights, man. Though where are they now, man? Evan McNally played tight end for the Greyhounds from I think he graduated 2020.
Yeah, 2022.
2022. Yeah.
Yep. So he's in his freshman year since he redshirted last year.
That's what's up right there, man.
Yeah.
Tell him we still rooting for him out here in coach football. He already know that,
Yeah.
And, appreciate you, man, for coming on, man. Don't be no stranger, man. You see how
absolutely. Thank y'all.
Always, bro. Drive
Thanks
safe.
for coming on, Grant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
All right, bet.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, that's good to have Grant on. He's definitely into his schoolwork. And that's great.
He disciplined.
So, that is great to hear, and hopefully he'll make it. Like I said, and make it down. To watch Ocean Springs take care of Meridian next Friday. So, do we have any other comments or guests? I know it's 5:20. I mean, I have my whatever we working on. We can go over the 6A matchups unless you have something else.
Nah, Boz, we can go over 6 unless Boz got something going on.
I ain't hearing it.
All right, you running, man.
All right, the 6A, we can start with Pascagoula, who, of course, lost to George County last night. So they are going on the road to Hattiesburg. Pascagoula is ranked 7th in just 6A via Max Preps. That was before last night's game. 7-3, 3-2 in the region. Hattiesburg, 5th ranked in 6A. 7-3, 3-1. Pascagoula at Hattiesburg. Hattiesburg, I want to say they lost, to West Jones, which everybody's lost to West Jones. Who do you have there, Pascagoula, Hattiesburg? And really, my initiation, who do you guys have? I'll let y'all say first.
Man, every
Not
time
going
I
against Picayune. I'm not going against Picayune. I'm just going to say it.
I'm talking about Pascagoula at Hattiesburg.
I thought you said something about Picayune. I could have sworn you something, but
No.
Hattiesburg just got their butts whooped against West Jones. So they kind of licking their wounds right now. Kid named Tristan Keys, play receiver for Hattiesburg, man. Big time recruits, probably leaning towards Ole Miss right now. If he can have a big game for Hattiesburg, they could definitely give them problems. So Tristan Keys for Hattiesburg, and then you said they playing Gula, right?
No,
Yeah.
they do.
Who they playing?
Yes.
They play Gula, yeah. I thought.
You
Yeah,
said they play in
I
Gula
thought that's who
or
they was
play
playing.
Gula?
They're playing at Hattiesburg.
Okay.
They're playing against
Yeah,
Pascagoula. So, yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. Tristan Keys, Marlon Odom just was eating on them in that second half. So, they better stop Tristan Keys. Stop Tristan Keys, and they can move on to the second round. So that's my only issue. With Gula last night, they gave up a lot of big balls, man, that they don't normally do. So if they can stop the long ball and passing game, I think Gula can win because they have their own air show as well. So we're gonna see. I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win that game. That's kind of tough. That's a tough game.
Well, who do you got, Bingo?
Well, every time I speak on Pascagoula, they think I'm hating. Every time. Oh, he hating. Nah, I'm just being honest though. Like this Hattiesburg team, they kind of similar George County with the same style quarterback, big defensive guys, good fundamentally sound tackle, decent size offensive line. They very aggressive. If Pascagoula play all 4 quarters and play the game and don't give up no big plays like Bob said, they can beat Hattiesburg, in my opinion.
Yes, and Hattiesburg George County beat them in I know it was overtime.
No, Hattiesburg beat George County.
Okay, and I was getting them mixed up. I know they had back-to-back overtime games. George County, they won one and lost one, so they lost to Hattiesburg in overtime in George County. But yes, Pascagoula, they just got to get up from last night's lead that they come from behind to lose, and Coach Sims there is doing a great job. Of course, losing their best defensive guys, but you had. Is it Flanders or Flanders? They caught that pass last night. I mean, they have, of course, Silas Quarter there. I mean, he's on it. So
they loaded.
I would
Gula got talent.
What's that?
I said Gula loaded. They got talent out there, man.
Oh, yes. And I would lean toward Pascagoula. I know it's at Hattiesburg, and then, the home team is normally, as good when you're in the playoffs like this. Again, Pascagoula 7th ranked, Hattiesburg 5th ranked. Just in 6A, according to Max Preps before last night's games. So Pascagoula has a chance. I would say it wouldn't be a shock if they went up there and beat them, and beat Hattiesburg. Both of them coming off a loss. So hopefully the Panthers can get that win next Friday night in round 1 of 6A. The other coast team that's going on the road, Hancock, we mentioned them. They lost last night at Picayune. Now they go to West Jones, who I mentioned earlier. They have not lost. They're 10-0. They beat Hattiesburg last night. They won the region. They're 2nd ranked behind Hattiesburg in just 6A. Hancock is ranked 8th before last night's game. How do you? I mean, if I had to say, West Jones is going to beat Hancock, but Hancock has a chance to beat them. But it's going to be tough against West Jones, who hasn't lost, and they're due for a loss maybe. So who do you have, or who do you like?
Man, West Jones by 40. I'm just gonna be honest, man. Like,
Oh, that's true. I mean, West Jones is putting it on everybody. So I mean,
Mhm.
Hancock now, lost at Picayune. They was already in 4th seed. They weren't going to prove any better. They scored last night. They didn't get shut out, but
Yeah, Hancock got a pretty good basketball team too, don't y'all? That so baseline, get them balls rolled out there.
Boz, who do you have Hancock at West Jones?
I just think Hancock, the back end of their schedule was just brutal. Last couple games they've been taking some hard hooks, but I will say this: they have a lot of offense production. They have a lot of defense production as well. Can they put it together? West Jones is hard to beat right now. 11-0. Like I don't want to go against Coach team, but I mean, you gotta be a realist. In the game, film don't lie. The eye in the sky don't lie. And West Jones, man, I want to see if you could pull it up, man. Can you pull up their scores? Can you pull up the West Jones like their regular season scores? Because I know if they beat Hattiesburg 37-7, who is not a slouch. Hattiesburg is not a slouch at all, but it's gonna be hard for Hancock, man. It's gonna be hard for them, man. I want to see what they got because 11-0. You beating everybody pretty good, man. And 6A ball too. That's what's kind of impressive.
I just believe the north-south region of 6A ball just a little weak this year. That's all it is, man. I think it's just
we can't.
just
I can't discredit them because look, you got George County, Hancock.
No, I'm talking about the north, like West Jones.
Oh, the north is weak. Oh, okay, I got you.
North.
So they the only one that's really. So you saying they the only one really like bringing that fire?
Yeah.
They the only one. So they ain't played nobody. That's what you saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So we gonna see. We gonna see. Cause I mean, you 11-0 is 11-0, fam. 11-0.
Jason, you know what happened to Hattiesburg?
John Peterson. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They got
Can
John
you hear
Peterson.
me?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you. What you got for us, Matt?
Okay. West Jones. True. The only other team in that region is Hattiesburg, who's now 3-1, because you got Terry, who was 2-2, PRC 0-4, and Forest Hill 1-3. So, but as far as score wise, and they're 10-0. West Jones, they beat Laurel in week 1, 24-16. They beat Northeast 35-0, a shutout. They went to South Jones. Shut out South Jones 38-0. Went to Wayne County, beat them 41-7. Went to Poplarville, who I said they were going to beat Poplarville. They shut out Poplarville 42-0. Jackson Prep, which is a private school, they hosted them. They won 21-6. Terry, this is a correct score. Terry, they hosted Terry, and Terry, it was 2-0. That was the score. Everybody was talking about.
Yeah, I remember them talking about that on Twitter. So that was a real score. What in the world happened on that game? That's crazy.
They went to Forest Hill and shut out Forest Hill 42-0, and then they hosted PRC 56-0, and then they beat Hattiesburg 37-0. So 10 games. They have 3, 4, 5, 6 shutouts. That is West Jones. And so that's their.
Oh no, bingo. bingo. Well, they actually did shut out Hattiesburg. They beat them 37-7, but they scored a late touchdown.
I'm telling you,
are right.
That division just weak.
So I mean,
what people say about that's what people say about the coast. They don't play nobody, man. That's what they say about Ocean Springs. Well, they said about their last 2 seasons.
You know what I say to them too? I tell them.
What you say to them?
That's what I tell them when they talk about the coast.
So you're saying Hancock has a chance then?
No.
Man, it's gonna be hard, man. They beat Hattiesburg. See, Laurel played Van Cleve this year, and they played them pretty Did Hancock play Van Cleef this year too? Yeah, they did.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
Van
they
Cleef
did.
played them hard. So,
Yeah.
so it is life. It is life for Hancock. It's not. They just. I'm not gonna write them off. But traveling to a place like West Jones and Wayne County are rivals, and those two teams are normally traditionally historically good at home and in the playoffs. I don't know, man. That's gonna be hard to do. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's gonna be hard. They got a task in hand. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Coach Lawler and there at Hancock, I mean, maybe, run Gulong more, on the running game to keep West Jones' offense, but offense, it's not necessarily offense. The defense ain't allowing anybody to score. So
Nobody. Six shutouts. I mean, that's impressive. I'm sorry. Goodness.
Yeah. Ain't nobody did nothing like that. Nobody did nothing like that since the '99 Gators, man.
Oh man. What about the '87 Panthers? We should. That's what we should have brought on. We should have brought my boy. Went to Valley. I just had a brain for it. Carlos Mose. Carlos Mose, man. Carlos Mose. We should have brought him. He waiting on the invite too. I don't know if you saw that.
I just looked at the page and I seen his name on there. He mentioned something about Carlos Mose. He's on the. I think he's watching this, or somebody tagged him or something in there. But Hancock I say Hancock has a chance. The winning percent, I would say, it's easily under 20%. But again, they're working on it now. What they're going to do at West Jones. So hopefully Hancock can somehow win that game. But if I had to make an official pick, no, to go 10-0, West Jones and shutting out 6 out of 10 of your opponents, and those are not likely opponents. Poplarville being one of them, So we'll see there. We got 2 more games as you're just passing up the clock's right. 5:30 again. 5 playoff games tonight from in 4A, 3A, and 1A. We don't have any 2A, which will be kicking off at 7 there. But the other game, the third game in 6A, 13th ranked Terry at number 9 George County next Friday. So Terry, who's 6-4, 2-2, play at George County. George County is trying to get their first playoff win since 2007. Now that's 16 years. They haven't been in the playoffs 16 straight years. They're 0-6 in their last playoff games, George County, and the last time was 2007. They went to the state championship game. They played South Panola. They lost 28-21. And again, I've been around so long, not that I've been around so long, but I called that game on the radio for George County, and they made that comeback, and I thought they were going to tie it up, and they ended up losing 28-21 to South Panola in 2007. So a lot of firsts this year for George County. They first beat Wayne County. It's been a while since they beat them. And then now, they can be a first to win their first playoff game since 2007. And Deuce last night, I wrote it down. Pressure is a privilege. That kind of, get your mind thinking like that. Yeah, that's kind of, what he said that last night in his interview. Last night he came under pressure, made the plays, and got that win over Pascagoula. Now, instead of them going to Hattiesburg, they're hosting Terry. So what are your thoughts on
They're gonna beat Terry, and they're gonna get their first playoff win in 15, 16 years. This is actually the first time in the playoff in like 3 or 4 years also.
They struggled the last 2 seasons. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd have to look and see they on exactly.
Stat that. This is their first playoff game in like 3, maybe 4 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Anytime.
Ashton Collins was the last quarterback to lead them to
the
They lost to Gulfport the last time they went to the playoffs. First round when they had McKinley Jackson. They had McKinley Jackson. That was 2019.
Come on, man.
They lost by one point to Gulfport. I'm looking it up, but I do remember that game at Gulfport where George County lost. I'm fixing to look it up here. Let me see. Playoffs. It's showing the last time playoffs was 2021, and they played Laurel, and they lost 59-20. So they didn't play last year in the playoffs. 2019, that's when they played Gulfport, lost 20-19. So they lost in
Mhm.
2016 to Meridian. They lost in 2010 at Brandon, 2009 at Meridian 2008. And then again, that's the last time, 2007, they beat Wingfield at home 39-14. And if I had to make a score projection just off the top of my head, I'll go 39-14 George County and win this Friday, but next Friday, I'm sorry. But I would think that George County would take care of business against Terry. You know,
Yeah.
we'll you see there. You got your thoughts on that? I'm assuming both of y'all agree in that. George County is favorite. They're at home. They should beat Terry.
Deuce Knight, I think Deuce Knight is going to show why he's highly recruited. He recognized the moment. He could be the legacy could be added on. I think we all know that he's a generational talent at quarterback. I think he understands. Like last night, he just watching the highlights. I watched highlights. He was making some throws, right? He throws, and I think he's gonna be challenged. Definitely gonna be challenged. Only person they handle business with Terry. But when you if they run into Picayune, I don't know. I don't know about that one. They run into Picayune in the playoffs because they're gonna have to run into them.
Oh,
Possibly second round, or just depending on how the brackets are set up.
Oh yeah, the championship runs through Maroon Tide.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're gonna have to see them. You're gonna have to see them, and then
the
it
defending
didn't end too well when they
two-time
back to back. I'm not going against Picayune. I want to be on record of saying that I don't go against people that's proven to me on the field. You know, on the field. When you prove to me on the field, I'm not going against you. Like I'm not going against OS. They've proven, hey, they've only lost 3 games in 3 years. It's people lose multiple games. They only lost 3. 32-3. Matt stated, like, I'm not going against that. What are the odds? I'm not going against that.
They got cheated this year. They supposed to be undefeated right now. They got cheated.
Well, yeah, that
the game when they lost to Brandon, they played Brandon. They should have beat Brandon. So we talking about three straight undefeated seasons. Regular
nobody
season.
did that since who?
Goshen Gators, 97 through 99.
Yeah.
No, 2000, 97 to 2000.
2000, y'all didn't go undefeated. Y'all didn't go undefeated in 2000.
We did.
No, y'all didn't.
We did.
No, y'all didn't. 99 is Ray Bivens. You want to do this? You want to do this? I don't care that I was there too.
Come on, bro. What you want to do?
1999, 97 undefeated. 98 undefeated.
99
undefeated. 99. That's 2000. Y'all didn't go undefeated. Y'all may win undefeated in the region. Y'all won undefeated in the region, baby. Yeah, y'all won. I'm talking about undefeated regular season record. So that means y'all won. Y'all won. How many games y'all won as far as region play? Like y'all won like 20 games.
We won over
something
40
like that.
some games, bro. We only lost in the regular season, Jack. Like DeVario say, Jack. Jack, what are you talking about, bro? That's why I post my stuff when it comes to the Goshen stuff. Ain't nobody around here did what we did, man. The only thing we didn't do was hoist that gold ball. Yeah, let's put some respect on our name.
I already did that, man. I already did that.
They
I already acknowledged that.
I was looking it up. What
Now we went our first 3 years. We went undefeated. First 3 years, school first year ever existed.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, in region play, the first 4 years, you guys went, which was formed in 1997. Goshen was 7-0, 7-0, 6-0, 6-0.
Good. It's gracious.
But yes, the playoffs. You went 0-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. So you win a game
That's crazy to me.
And go off. So yeah, Goshen. I ain't got to say nothing about that. They did just that. Man. They couldn't finish.
Pull the belt out, put it over your shoulder. Pull the belt out and put it over your shoulder, man. I ain't got to say nothing.
They would be a dynasty. They would have won.
Yeah, definitely. If they would have won one of those out of those 4 years, I definitely think the 99 team was the best team. that was definitely the best team. With Hargo and Ray,
Bingo.
all those. Bingo
Yeah.
was on
I was
that
a
team.
freshman. I was on that pine.
What man?
I
What
was
was the other? What was the other cat name, man? Y'all had another cat that was real good on it. Y'all had a couple cats that was real good.
What you mean? Like
It
on
was a lot of
offensive defense?
yeah, but either or. Like when you say the name, I'm gonna instantly remember.
You had Charles Estes. You
Charles.
had
There you go.
yeah,
Yeah, he was a
Charles
monster.
Estes. Yeah,
Yeah,
Charles was a dog.
I remember
He
him.
went
I remember Charles.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
Charles was a
Yes, we
dog.
got to bring them dudes on the show one day. Just have go down memory lane, man.
Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming, man. Like I say, you see, I'm looking for Mike Battles, man. He was Gaucher's first year head coach in 1997 when the school first started. He coached 1 year, the first year. Like, I want to know what made you leave, man, after 1 year to go to Biloxi and
Where
never
did he
to be
go?
heard of again. He went to Biloxi.
Where did? Ooh, that's crazy.
He left a Ferrari for a Pinto. He left a Ferrari for a Pinto.
Oh man, Biloxi, Biloxi was good that previous year, '97.
Man, no, man, look, so, that's what he seen.
They were good.
That's what he saw.
Yeah, he saw that. He saw that. But best, I'll be honest, a lot of coaches see that when they, be at the smaller class. 4A, y'all were 4A at that point. They were like, man, I want to see what I can do on the big level. That's all he did, man. You can't knock that man for that. Let that man go.
That man was at Gaucher for 1
Let that man do that. Let that man live his dream.
I just want to talk to him.
But he set it up. He set it up for the next. Who was your head coach in '98?
Don Nelson. Don Nelson was our coach for the next 10 years.
Coach Nelson. He set it up for Coach Nelson. Coach Nelson rode there for Ferrari. That was Ferrari. He knew what he had. Yeah. Coach Nelson didn't leave.
Wide open, boy.
All right. Let me get this back on track for the last game of the playoffs. And that's Forest Hill ranked 21st in Justin 6A, 5-6, 1-3 in region, at number 1 in 6A according to Max Press before last night's games. Picayune 8-2, 5-0, of course, back-to-back defending champs. Does Forest Hill have a shot? How much is Picayune going to win by? Can they shock the world, Forest Hill?
No, they'd be shocked if they might even come. They might not even show up. Just don't come. Just save that money, put it back into your athletic fund. Don't come. It's a respectable forfeit that people understand. Get ready to start hooping. It's time.
They want to see the tide roll.
Bingo. So
that tide keep on rolling. I'm telling you, man. No need to pass by.
That tide hard to stop, man. That tide hard to stop.
But those
now they 100% healthy. I think that's what my bad, man. But they're 100% healthy now.
Chris Davis, like I said, came back last night and scored at least one.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary. So
I didn't.
They
get
got
caught
Radcliffe
up.
and they got too much speed right now.
They do, and again, the quarterback.
Roberson, they dangerous. They hitting on all cylinders.
George County got one of the best defense I've seen in the state, statistically and physically. I seen Picayune come in there with a cornerback and Radcliffe, a cornerback, and this man rushed for over 300 yards against that George County defense. That's probably the most yards they gave up all season, like combined minus Picayune. Like, they don't give up rushing yards like that. Picayune came in there, had their way with them. I ain't seen that. I'm used to it. I said, bro, I've been in Gaucher for the last, I don't know how long. Them folks always gonna have their way with you. You know their identity. They gonna tell you what they do. They either gonna run left, right, dive, trap. They running. They gonna tell you what they gonna do.
Nothing to do about it.
Stop. That's the only thing. Can you stop? Or you can't. Brother, Radcliffe had 320 yards rushing.
And he was a third string. He's really a third string running back. Darryl Smith was the backup to Chris Davis. Darryl Smith, Darryl Smith is just as special as Chris Davis. So, I mean, I don't know what they doing over there. I don't know. I need to figure it out.
They put their linebacker, the best
need to figure out what they doing, man.
They put the best linebacker in the state, in the Marion Tyson at running back.
Amir Tyson, yeah.
He scored.
They put him in offense too.
That's what I said. He scored
I ain't know that.
last week. He scored, bro, at running back. They put Jamonte Wilder out there at halfback and threw him a screen route. He caught that bitch dog like. Hey man, Picayune different, bro.
And of course,
They different.
Waller, just getting awarded, the Under Armour
Right.
award, playing All-American
Mhm.
award there. So for Waller, for Picayune, the defensive standout, like I said, he can play everywhere. He caught that, last night on that wide receiver. So Picayune, I know last year, hey, Bingo, we were there on the field when Picayune won it, won the game last year at state championship. So this year it's at Ole Miss, if I'm not mistaken, the state championships that weekend in December.
I'm making a trip this time. I normally be in Atlanta. I normally be in Georgia around the state championship time. I think I got to make this trip, especially Picayune. I want to see history. I got to see history, man. Like, I mean, how many times can you see somebody win 3 in a row? Besides Sapanola, if you ain't Sapanola, and we know University of Sapanola, he did it. Probably nobody's never gonna do that ever again. 8 state championships in a row, but 3 in a row. If you don't do it professionally, Georgia's trying to do it right now. We talking college. Georgia Bulldogs, they're special right now. So that's just to kind of put it in perspective. In college, just talk college because it's the closest to hear my son. He's coming to Jaden. But you got Nebraska did it. USC did it, which I don't really count because that was an AP national championship, and then Alabama did it. So that's 3 schools that ever won like back to back. Now 3 times in a row, nobody's never done it in college. That just show you how hard it is. Like I don't count the 1940s and 50s and 60s. I don't count that because that was no face mask. They ain't have face masks back then. I ain't counting them. I don't count national championships like that. I start counting them in the 70s.
It is difficult.
Man, just to see somebody win.
Picayune and West Jones might be the matchup there. At least that's the 2 teams. So, again, you can get all the matchups on the Facebook page. Gulf Coast High School football. I posted these matchups, and I'll look more into it this week coming up. As it's 5:48, so an hour away from playoff football tonight. We got 5 games. So Lanier at Poplarville. Who do you obviously Poplarville? I have them winning 46-15. Do you see anything differently happening up there at Poplarville against Lanier?
Nah.
No, I think Poplarville handle business.
Yeah. The Richland 2-2, 6-4 at Pass Christian. I have Pass Christian winning 39-19. This is their first matchup together against each other. But their new head coach, and I draw a blank at the Pirates' new head coach, but he's new head coach and heach in the playoffs, hosting a round 1 playoff game. Who the head coach is?
Yeah, Boz ain't even considering him head coach of the year. Like that was his
Coach Stockstill.
Yeah, his first
Coach
year.
Stockstill, yeah. He got a championship pedigree though, man. He's a champion already. He just plug and play, dog. He know what he doing. He got to do a little bit more. He got to do a little bit more. If he goes deep in the playoffs, then you can consider him as a coach of the year as well.
Because didn't he win last year with the? I would have to look it up. Man, he won last year.
He won 2 state championships.
And then he
came to pass. He's actually originally from Picayune, so I guess we got to claim him. He's a coast guy. Got to claim him, man. Man, I claim winners, man. I claim winners, Matt. Bingo, I claim winners, man. You got to claim the winners, man.
So Pass Christian should win that one. The other team in 4A, Bay High, 1-3, 4-6 at Macomb, who's won the region 5-0, and they're 10-0. They've won 17 straight regular season games. That is Macomb, and I have Macomb winning 48-12. Bay High, you have who's that Dank there, that offensive line. I mean, they have some players there, but I think Macomb will be too much for them tonight. I hope Bay High would win, but again, my last predicting, and I have Macomb winning. What do you look like at that game? Bay High at Macomb.
Yeah, Bay High be at home.
They need to get the ball. Oh man, they're gonna have to control the ball, control the game with Benny Williams, Jalen Antoine,
He'll be home. Is it for him?
That's what we need, the realists there.
He'll be home.
We moved to 3A as we're winding up, wrapping up the show here, coming up on 2 hours. And appreciate everybody, on this Friday afternoon. 3A South, we only have one team playing. That is Crystal Springs, 1-3, 3-6 overall at 8th ranked St. Stanislaus, 4-0. They're region title winners, 8-1. The one game they lost to Moss Point during homecoming. So that was a kind of shock then, but they have since recovered. They're on a roll. They're 5-0 at home. I have them winning 34-16 over Crystal Springs. And I'm only assuming you guys will agree, unless you think you got something Crystal Springs that I don't see.
Ain't they
Coach
that
Lala, Coach of the Year candidate. Coach
Yeah.
Lala, Coach of the Year the candidate.
Got that
I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Yep.
Ian Gonzalez.
Ian
He's
Gonzalez.
a dual threat. Yeah, he's a guy. You can do it. You can win. You can win on that level. Well, they 3A, right? They 3A.
3A.
I think Stanislaus 3A. Yeah, Stanislaus 3A. Yep. So
Bingo,
he can win. You can win. That's all you need.
Oh yeah, St. Stanislaus gonna beat Jason Voorhees' hometown, Crystal Springs. It's over with for them.
Jason Bard, yeah. You had to bring up people.
That man is stupid.
It's but
Crazy.
1A. We only have one team in 1A, and that's Resurrection. They are hosting FCA, French Camp Academy, 2-3, 3-7. French Camp Academy at Resurrection, who's 4-1, 7-2. They played one game in 2017. The Eagles won 34-7. I have Resurrection winning tonight, 38-18 over French Camp Academy. So, bingo. Like I say, we mentioned earlier, they're playing that game at Gaucher because they don't have a home field. They play at Gaucher or Pascagoula tonight. They're playing at Gaucher. Resurrection hosting French Camp. So, anything on that?
Yeah, I'll be in attendance.
Make sure you tag me on that because I'm not going to be at my headquarters tonight. I'm say taking a break, but I'm taking a break, I guess. But I'm still retweeting scores and so everybody tag Coach Football with their game updates. So I know you said you'll be there, so that's great. I know you did that interview, and people can look at that interview still. If they search Resurrection, and it'll bring up the interview you did with Coach and the players they had.
Yeah, I like Coach Demar leading the Eagles in tonight for a playoff victory, and I think they're gonna do it decisively tonight. So they'll be ready for round 2 next week.
Yeah,
while we'll be on week 1.
I agree. I agree, man.
All right.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's a lot with the 14 games this week, 9 games last night, and 5 games tonight. And again, they're already starting playoffs tonight, and next week everybody will be in playoff mode next Friday night. So,
being the fact it's a short night, man, we might go live tonight because I'll be closer there. Like it ain't nothing but like 5 games. Like we can knock that out because I know tomorrow my daughter got a volleyball game in the morning. And I know you got something you got to do, man. Byes always got something to do.
Yeah, but just let me know, and we'll what we can do on the post game show, and hopefully all the 5 teams win tonight from the coast in the playoffs.
That'd be good. That'd be
It
great.
would. All right, fellas. I think this is the longest we done stayed on, ain't it?
Yeah. Well, no, we stayed on Saturday.
I stayed on for a full show.
Yeah.
I made it work today.
Now that right there, yeah. I didn't want to say nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you, boss. Bang, boss. Whichever way they call it.
Yeah. We appreciate having me on, and like I say, follow on. You can see our social media accounts there, and posting the questions, and who knows, we might bring on air like we did, earlier, a fan of there. So,
yeah, I started hitting up a lot of more people, asking if they want to come on tonight, and so man, so might get some on-field interviews with Resurrection, players and coaches, some live raw raw review, like how you like them after the game, Matt? Raw emotion.
It is. I was ready to go on
Mhm.
Thursday night
It-
when I got home and watched, with George County and Pascagoula and Osha Springs went, just all around the atmosphere. I know it was late, but so yes, that right after that win. So it's playoff time. Season has gone by, unfortunately. So we're gonna take it all in here tonight, and then
Shout
start.
out to my boy Scott Watson. He's a writer and at Sun Herald. Shout out to him and Hannah. I was chopping it up with them last night at the George County Pascagoula game. Big supporters. Hannah takes some of the best pictures. Scott got some of the best write-ups on Sun Herald. Make sure y'all follow them on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, to keep up with all Sun Herald news related with Coast news and sports.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Like I say, the players coming on there, Christian Phillips, I know is had an intruder in there messing up his
Yeah, right.
but he did good. Like I say, the players on here and get them used to it for that next level stuff, So the coach has something to say, and we're gonna start saying it tonight and then next week in the playoffs.
It's that time. It's playoffs, so the coach got something to say. Everybody on the same team. We're all right with the coach. It's time.
Yep. All right.
Just like Shador say, it's time.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, fellas, man. Let me go and get ready so I can go check these Eagles out.
All right.
All right, fellas. Be easy, bye.
All right.
man.
Yep.
All right, Jaden.
All right. Stats out.
All right.